Here first on say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Ashab, Bashim Kakadash. Yadawan to Apostle and teach you great message of my land and truth, and I say Shalom to the whole full elect of Israel. I'm going to center this on what you see on the screen. In your news, under the news section in Google, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, a month, a couple weeks ago, there's been constant stream of the topic of World War III brewing. And this is coming more and more into view and into you people's reality of World War III. When it happens, that's going to be the end. That's going to be the end, because now your governments have nuclear missiles, and those will be used. And you know, when these nations fire off nuclear missiles, what's going to happen? That's going to be it. There's no recovering from that. But this is prophesied in the scriptures thousands of years ago, up until this very second. You know, and just gonna let me see. I guess and go to one of these articles. No, I didn't really see that. Trump. When the hell did he say this? But a lot of people, intelligent people, who are in the know, who have access to these different groups and top secret agencies and certain types of intel, will tell you that we are approaching World War III. And I'm going to get this really quickly, because meanwhile, you people, while you're celebrating your holidays, there's been, once again, a lot of shit going on overseas. With this whole bombing. And what was that, a bomb? What was it, over in Israel? I think I saw an article on it. But let me see here. Third world. With the conflict going over there, I think the scripture says the least of the flock should draw them out. But the conflict over there in Israel is that's going to be a major prompt for America to jump into this conflict. And when America, like all these other nations, there's too much shit going on for there not to be world war. Like, once again, you saw that sleuth of articles going out, constant stream, constantly. Not only on this, but on I forgot what group uh what group of nations who banded together to get rid of the dollar. But there's too much shit for there not to be some type of large scale conflict, because like there's only when it comes to these type of thing, there's only so much talking you can do before niggas start pulling out swords. This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And when you go into that word woe, just like when you have the first death and the second death, what big events could be what huge event could be classified as the first death? That will be the flood. In the second death, what huge event could be classified as that? That's the nuclear missiles. But it says the second woe. Once again, what huge event could you classify as the second, first, and third woe? World War III. And why does it say it? Why doesn't it say a fourth woe or fifth woe? It says the third woe cometh quickly. That's World War III. Woe means destruction. World war, world destruction. The seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord, and of his Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. And what's going to happen after, or rather during World War III? Yeah, what was it? Somewhere in Second Ages where it talks about how Yahushua is going to come down and turn all of his enemies into dust. They're going to stop fighting each other and fight him. Because I forgot the name of that guy, but he said that there's gonna come a time where human beings are gonna have to band together to fight an extraterrestrial threat, and that threat is Yahweh Shai. Um, hmm. I'm gonna jump down verse 17, saying, "We give thanks, O Lord, power Almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, judgment day, and that they should give us reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints." You know, it says what? To the prophets, to the saints. Why? Because the saints have been patiently enduring. You know, the prophets have been patiently enduring. "And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." And when is that going to come? When during World War III, you know, and missiles are going to fly. What was that? Let me see. It says in Joel 2. Is this it? Yeah. And you know, a lot of these scriptures are talking about how the day of destruction is at hand. It's close. Joel 2 and 1. "Blow ye the trumpet at Zion. The prophets are that trumpet." You know, the trumpet is a warning. Well, it can't. It's not only a warning because there's trumpets for different things, but you know, there's trumpets for warnings. "In Zion, and sound an alarm on my holy mount. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." And one of those articles, well, quite a few of them said that we're close to World War III. "Day of darkness, no gloominess, a day of clouds, and thick darkness, and as the morning spread upon the mountains." And this isn't going to end well for the wicked, you know. "And the great people and the strong, there hath not ever been the like, neither shall any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is of the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, and as a strong people set in array." And you know, so, I'm gonna go to this. What was it? And yeah, the apostle and elders has been talking about this for decades, and to a lot of people, it sounded like bullshit. It sounded like a broken record. A lot of people said, "Shut the fuck up. This is, you know, nothing's happened." But take a look in your news articles, and a lot of people don't want to look at this shit because they'll say it's scary. But this is the world that you live in. This is shit that's going to touch America's doorstep. But a lot of you dumbasses don't understand is that not the hopeful elect, of course, but these Americans, a lot of these dumbasses don't understand is that America is not untouchable. These nations have technology that's even better than some of them have technology that's even better than America's. You know what's that? What's the name of that missile? One of the brothers keep mentioning Dong Fang, which I think said mentions East Wind, but there's one Moabite missile that they fired out in the atmosphere, and then it can reach America in under a fucking hour. But from all the way over there, they fired out in the atmosphere, and that bitch dropped down. I'm not sure if that's the one, but the scriptures talk about destroying wind, and I think he said that means east wind, that destroying wind. And I think the scriptures talk about how the Lord is going to come from the east too. But Isaiah 55 and 11, "So shall my word be." Where is his word? You know, where is his word coming from? His men that go forth out of my mouth, and well, there is mouthpiece, his men. "It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, shall prosper in thing whereto I sent it." And once again, the prophets have been saying this for a long time, yet here it is. Now it's finally happening. You know, and a lot of people don't want to accept it because they don't want their world to end. But once again, this is the reality that's happening in your world. This shit is going to end. It is happening. There's this character on the show. I watched this Japanese animation, but he said it's happening. You know, it was end of the world scenario with zombies, and you know he was like, it was kind of like a like there. It was a realization for him. You know that he had to get into that mode that this is the end of the world. You know, we're in survival mode. Now he was screaming, "It's happening! It's happening!" You know, there wasn't really a lot of jolliness going around. I don't think Santa, I ain't see Santa sleigh, or I ain't hear any bells jingling this past Christmas. Maybe Santa, hey, y'all need to get on Santa's timer. You know that nigga Santa, maybe he's getting his preps ready. Is Trump right about World War III? Here's why we should be worried. And your leaders, and it's funny because your own leaders are telling you niggas what's going on. That nigga Biden say people should have 6 months of food for yourselves. That's the most coherent thing he's ever said. Speaking to reporters recently in Kissimmee, Florida, former President Donald Trump offered the American people what might strike some as a hyperbolic warning. I make you this promise as your president. I'll restore peace through strength. And yes, I'm the only one that will prevent World War III because we are very close to World War III. Well, now this nigga ain't gonna really do shit with World War III. The only thing they gonna do is go into a bunker. But your leader, who's locked in, who's linked in, is telling you that we're close to World War III. Going down, we appear to be closer to a world war than we have been at any time since the Cold War. And once again, if you're not paying attention to what's like, you're not over here in America, you're not going to see what's going on. There's that movie. I think it was Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio. When that was that movie with that one part where he was on a news channel. He finally lost his shit. He was telling people, "Hey, a meteor's coming to this bitch," but niggas tried to play it off. Their leaders knew, but they didn't tell the people. And what? There's another movie that was similar to where they finally told the people what was going on when it was too late for them to do anything. When it was too late for any outrage to really matter. I think it wasn't knowing. No, it wasn't. Well, no, it was a movie. So it was an apocalyptic movie similar to that. But yeah, we appear to be closer to a world war than we have been at any time since the Cold War. We as a nation have been slow to realize this, yet we are even slower to understand that the chances of such a conflict rise the more divided the American people are at home. And essentially, Americans really don't give a fuck. That's their mindset. They don't care. That's why they don't listen. Especially when you go into your job, like me personally, niggas just having fun Christmas gifts. These fuckers do not give a fuck. That's how bad, because war isn't a good thing, especially when these niggas have nukes that they can pop off whenever they want. But shit has to be, this is how you know it's the end, because people no longer fucking care that soon their way of life is going to be drastically changed. You have niggas killing people not only over chicken sandwiches, but because mayo was put on their sandwich. These niggas do not give a fuck. And once again, when your nation is divided like that, like Yahushua said, a nation divided against itself can't stand. And when you go into Rome, it was divided in, and it was divided from within, it was divided from without. Same thing with America. Rome 2.0. It's divided from within, and it's external, connections, business wise. The nations hate America, and its people hate America. Not only that, but you have the chip with abolishment of physical money. You have these environmental threats, diseases being thrown off, poison in the food. It's way too much shit for it not to be the end. I just saw this article about this just transgender boxer that said we girls need to stick together. Ain't that about a bitch? And one of the telltale signs of the downfall of a nation is when the lines between men and women are blurred. That gender line is blurred. When homosexuality is on the rise. when sexual debauchery is on the rise. And as you can see right here, little the man Jeffrey Epstein with this whole list thing going on. See, it's too much shit, man. And they're putting all this shit out here to distract you people from what really fucking going on. From the thing that's actually going to interrupt you people's lives. The danger of global conflagration demands that Americans take toxic polarization far more seriously than we have ever before. Was the reality of the moment that we are in? To an analysis, if that's how you pronounce that, must be brought to bear on this question. One is geopolitical and the other domestic. And you go through some photos. Them niggas been catching it over there, but that's what they get because that they shouldn't be in that land anyway. But yeah, let me see if I want to read any more here. Yeah, the world is already at war. That's true. It just hasn't reached a certain point yet. It's already started. Oh, this is interesting. War is a fact of life in the world, and all these other niggas, all these other countries that you people get your products from, they go through war every fucking day. They go through hell every single day. War is a fact of life in the world. That it tends not to touch the daily lives of most Americans is a testament to the great safety and privilege most of us enjoy living in the United States. That's just interesting. But once again, even going back into this, it's happening, man. New year, new me. Yes, it is going to be a new you scavenging. And something that's interesting is that your global leaders aren't like what's this nigga Putin right here. Um, they're not saying if World War there's a time when people would say if World War III happens, but now they're saying when it happens. They all know it's going to happen. It just matter when. But yeah, and once again, this is all prophesied by the Lord. Verse 6: Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like the mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And this is going to the description of the missiles. What's going to happen? Because that's the steak and potatoes, the main course. All this shit going on now is just appetizers. Oh well, Yahushua is really the main course, along with the missiles. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. But this is just going to the description of nuclear missiles. But once again, this shit, it was prophesied in the scriptures. It's going to happen. And that I think it was the first sentence of one of those paragraphs I read that mentions how Americans enjoy the privilege and safety even though war was going on all over the world. And that's prophesied too, is Isaiah 47:8. Therefore hear this now, that thou art given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that's the mindset set of Americans. That's why they can go about their daily lives not really giving a fuck, because they think that America is always going to be okay. But these two things shall come to thee in the moment, in one day: the loss of children. All of you Americans the Heavenly Father is going to kill every last one of you. And once again, that may sound like bullshit, but at one point, UFOs sounded like bullshit. Your American government admitted those are real. World War III sounded like bullshit, and Not only is your American government admitting it, but heathen nations around the earth are admitting it. You know, there's shit going on with heathen nations around the earth, but America's denying it. That's just one nation. America itself denying World War III isn't going to change the fact that all these other niggas are ready to go. These two things shall come to thee in the moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorcery, for the great abundance of thy enchantments. And a lot of people are going to wonder, why is this happening? It's because you niggas are fucking evil. That's why. That's why all of your amenities are going to stop, because you niggas are fucking evil. But I was trusted in thy wickedness, you women, you nigga men, you nigga women, Edomites, you heathen niggas, all of you are fucking twisted, evil perverts. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. O for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and knowledge have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and thou is beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. But yeah, going to the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. And once again, this is going to happen because you people are fucking evil. There's a scripture that talks about how what was it? Her wickedness reacheth up to the heavens. The shit that goes on in this country, even with this whole, I saw this thing about this nigga, wheelchair man himself, Stephen Hawking, like to watch naked midgets try to solve problems that they couldn't reach. Because like the board, high up on the board, they're midgets. They have trouble reaching it. Saw some shit about this nigga, getting involved with children and shit, and like, you niggas are, and my man can't. Y'all already know about that nigga, man. That nigga can't even wipe his own ass. That's like it. You niggas are evil. This whole Epstein Island and shit. Pizzagate, molesting children. Adrenochrome harvesting. And you Americans have no problem with it as long as it. One of the things in our law is that if we see wickedness, we're supposed to do something about it. You niggas will turn a blind eye to wickedness as long as it's not doing anything to anybody. 10 years later, looks like it destroyed a whole fucking generation from that small piece of wickedness that you niggas turned your eye away from. You niggas are so far off from how life is supposed to be. That's why the shit just have to get wiped away. There's no fixing this. You just can't help these people. Like that nigga Bill Burr said. You can't fucking help. There's absolutely no fixing this shit. It is. You gotta get a new car. Like the Titanic. You think them niggas jumped ship. They wasn't about to go out there and patch that damn hole up. America's too far fucking gone, man. And like, you have something called a mercy kill. Well, the Lord isn't going to show mercy on you niggas, but he's going to put you out of your misery. That's what it is. He puts you out of your misery. But this shit is way too far fucking gone, man. But hope is that fine. So y'all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Ashai, Bashim Rakah, Bashim Rakwa. Yahweh, Bashim Ashai, Bashim Kwadash. The ones apostle teach great ministers of my Lord and truth. Shalom to all of Israel, instruction, Babylon, great America.